Hi, Ellen. It is November 5th, and I'm sending this video into you in honor of RSD Awareness Month, which is November. And RSD is a chronic pain disorder. It usually occurs when you have surgery or have a minor injury that has pain out of proportion to the injury. And when you get hurt, your nervous system sends a signal to the portion of your body that's hurt, and it restricts the blood flow and sends a pain signal so that you know not to walk on it, and it's your body's defense mechanism. And in the case of RSD, your nerves spiral out of control, and your brain never stops sending a pain signal to the part of your body that you injured, and so it gets stuck in a cycle of pain, and your body thinks that you have a devastating injury in an area that you actually don't. And it's associated with the symptoms of RSD are like cold, burning to the touch, discoloration because of the loss of blood flow, muscle atrophy, and really bad burning pain or pain out of the normal to the injury that it is. And I was diagnosed with RSD 2.5 years ago, the summer before my senior year of high school. Um, I was playing soccer with my cousins at his graduation party, and I broke my ankle. And the doctors at first said it was just a sprain and it would be better in 2 weeks. And I was really glad about that because I horseback ride competitively at a pretty high level. And I really wanted to be ready for competition season. And I was on a equestrian team, and I didn't want to let my team down by not being able to ride. But it ended up that 2 weeks turned into 2 months, and that 2 months turned into 9 months. And my ankle actually wasn't getting better, it was getting worse. It had healed orthopedically within months, but for some reason it was not getting better. And I went through about 4 different doctors that said nothing was wrong, that I was fine, and that just keep the cast on if it's still hurting, and that I would be okay and it would go away. And it didn't, and it got to the point where I couldn't even touch my leg. I couldn't put sheets on it because it would burn so bad. It felt like someone replaced the blood in my leg with fire. And it was just a really hard time. It was a time in my life with a lot of change already because I was in my halfway through my senior year. All my friends were thinking about going to college, and I knew I wanted to go away too, and I didn't know where, and everyone was excited for prom and graduation, and all I was thinking about is, am I going to be able to walk at prom? Am I going to graduate? Because I couldn't go to school a lot because I was in so much pain. I couldn't walk. Um, Halfway through my senior year, about a year after all this was going on, I'd already had about 10 surgeries and was out of school, and it was really tough, but I ended up graduating. And the summer after my senior year, I live in Michigan, and I got sent to the Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, where they have a program for RSD. And I did intense physical therapy for 7 hours a day for a month, and it helped me regain my ability to walk and function normally somewhat. It unfortunately didn't relieve any of my pain, which they said was sometimes normal, and that after you left the program, it would continue to get better if I did my exercise program, which I continued to do religiously because I wanted to kick this in the butt, but unfortunately that didn't work for me, and I didn't succeed in getting rid of my pain, although I did succeed in getting back into more of the things I love to do. I was able to start riding lightly, and I was able to kind of keep up with my friends more. And then, so that fall, I decided I still wanted to try and go away to school. I wanted to try and be as normal as I could. I have a twin sister, and she was going away, and I was watching all my friends move on with their lives, and go on to the next exciting thing, and I think I was just ready to be normal like them again and be able to go on to something new and exciting. And unfortunately, I got to college and my pain worsened and it got too difficult to walk around campus. And they decided that I was going to need an extreme treatment that is not done on kids normally. And they decided I needed something called a spinal cord stimulator, which they cut off like a little chunk of your vertebrae and they put in a paddle. They like glue it in there, and they funnel a wire down to your hip where they sew in a battery, and it makes it so. In my case, I have RSD in my left lower leg, and it makes it so that it kind of feels like it's asleep instead of extreme burning pain, which is mine was so bad something needed to be done, and my parents were really hesitant to do that because doing spine surgery on an 18-year-old is not something that they wanted to risk. And at this point I wanted to do anything to get back to my normal life. I would have done anything at that point to just get better and move on. And so I was 18 and it was my choice, and eventually my parents jumped on board, and I had the best surgeon in the whole world, Dr. Donahue, and he fixed me up over winter break. And I did have to come home from college from going away, but I did start my community college close to home the semester I came back right after my spine surgery, which I had in December, and everything went perfectly, and it really did improve my pain overall and my stamina, but unfortunately didn't cure it. And I've been through extensive physical therapy ever since this happened, and my physical therapist, Christina and Kevin, I owe them like everything. I would not be able to walk without them. I would not be where I am today because there was a lot of times where I just wanted to give up and nothing was working, and I was doing everything I was supposed to, and it just wasn't improving. And I just wanted to quit, and they wouldn't let me, and neither would my parents. They kept telling me to fight and continue what I was doing, and that eventually it would pay off. And my dad always said that one day I would wake up and not worry about my leg, and that day hasn't come yet, but I hope it's gonna come soon. And I've made huge leaps and bounds recently. It's been 2 full months without any surgery, and that's the longest I've gone in 2 whole years. And even though my pain's not any better, my physical ability is increased, and I've been able to start riding again. And I actually made the equestrian team at my school close to my house, and I started competing again. And this past weekend, I got a second place in jumping, and it's the first time I've felt like my normal self in a long, long time. And it's just like the best feeling ever to be able to catch a glimpse of my old self and know that it's still deep in there somewhere, because I thought that I would never see that me again, and I thought that I would never get back to being the person that I was. But hard work and determination do pay off, and I did get, and I am slowly getting back to my normal self and what I love to do. And I just want all the other kids to know out there with RSD that it's a long battle and it's not going to happen overnight, but even if your pain's not going away, you can get back to your normal life, and you can be yourself again. And even though all your hope might seem lost and you get caught up in the endless amount of surgeries and doctor's appointments, don't lose what you love doing. Keep at it, because if I didn't have horseback riding to keep at it, I think that's mainly what made me push so hard to get through it, because you need something that you love to keep driving you forward, because you want to be able to do that again, and that's going to motivate you. And I really want to spread the message to other kids with RSD that to never lose hope and to keep moving, and to always look on the positive side of life, and that eventually you will get back to a resemblance of who you were and before RSD and before all the pain, and that it really makes you a better person, because I know that with confidence that I could get through anything that life were to throw at me, and I just have a lot more compassion for people going through invisible diseases, because it's really hard to recognize, even for me sometimes, even though I have one, it's hard to be like, oh, well, that person, they don't look sick, they don't look like they're in pain. They're not, they're probably fine. But in reality, the pain you can't see is usually the worst pain that people experience. Um, and I would really like to spread this message, or Ellen, if you could even just give a shout out to RSD on your show and explain maybe a little bit about it, because this is the awareness month for it, and the more money and awareness we raise, the closer we'll be to a cure for all the children and adults suffering with this horrible disorder. And I just really am passionate about giving others hope and understanding that someday this won't be your whole life. And I really hope that you can help me spread the message. I love you, and I watch your show every day, and I was in the hospital in the morning, and I still watch it when I'm at home, because I see you give so many others hope and do so many things for breast cancer and other chronic diseases and people suffering. And I think it would be so awesome, and people would really respect um, invisible diseases and uh, RSD more if it came from you, because you're so loved by so many people. And I really hope you see this, and so that you can help me help others. Thank you so much. And again, my name's Lauren McEvely, and I'm 19. And although I'm not in remission yet, I know that one day I'm going to be, and that I am getting back to my normal life, and so can everyone else with this disease if they just push through. So please help me spread this message. Thank you so much, Ellen. I love you and all you do for other people. Bye.